The phone rang. And on the other end of that call was a message that Harry Maguire never expected to receive. Thomas Tuchel had already made his decision, and it was not good news. Maguire had just completed one of the strongest 5-month runs of his career at Manchester United. He had been consistent, he had been commanding, he had done everything a professional footballer can do to make himself impossible to ignore. And yet, the England manager had looked at all of that, considered it carefully, and still decided that Maguire would not be on that plane to North America this summer. The call was done. The decision was final. And Harry Maguire was left sitting with something he described himself as shock. Not disappointment, not frustration. Shock. That one word tells you everything about how he processed what had just happened. Within hours, the story was already breaking publicly. Ben Jacobs confirmed it on TalkSport before any official announcement had been made. So Maguire did not just receive the news privately. He watched it spread across social media. He watched fans react in real time. He watched the debate begin before he had even had a moment to process it himself. And then he did something that very few players in that position choose to do. He responded publicly, directly, and without hiding how he felt. He said he was confident he could have played a major part this summer. He said he had been left shocked and gutted. And then, with the kind of professionalism that defines his character, he wished the selected players all the best. That statement landed hard because David De Gea, a man who played alongside Maguire for years at the highest level, read it and had only one response. 2 words, posted publicly. That reaction from De Gea was not performance. That was genuine disbelief from someone who knows exactly what a top-level centre-back looks like. And now the football world is asking the same question. What exactly did Harry Maguire have to do to earn that place on the plane? And what does this decision mean for the rest of England's World Cup campaign? That is where we are right now, right in the middle of it. And we are going to break down every angle of this story and everything else happening around Manchester United today. Stay with me, because this is only the beginning. The England squad situation and Manchester United players. Let us start with the England World Cup squad, because this is the story dominating conversation right now. Ben Jacobs has put out a clear statement ahead of tomorrow's official announcement. And here is exactly what he said. Quote, "Some big calls by Thomas Tuchel ahead of tomorrow's England squad announcement. Even Tony is the notable inclusion, while Noni Madueke and Tino Livramento both get the nod. Kobbie Mainoo also picked, as revealed earlier. A richly deserved selection for the Manchester United midfielder after becoming a starter post Ruben Amorim. No Harry Maguire, as we broke on TalkSport, or Adam Wharton. Both will prompt debate. Luke Shaw also missing, and Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Lewis Hall and Levi Colwill among those who miss out. Now, let me give you my analysis of that. The inclusion of Kobbie Mainoo is the Manchester United positive from this announcement, and it is a significant one. Mainoo has gone from a player who was fighting for minutes to becoming a genuine starter under the new setup at the club. That transformation has been noticed at international level, and now he is heading to a World Cup. For a young midfielder, that is enormous. That is the kind of experience that accelerates development. Manchester United fans should feel proud of that. But then we turn to Harry Maguire, and the situation there is painful. This is a player who, by all accounts, has had a strong season for his club, and yet Thomas Tuchel has made the decision to leave him out. What makes this harder is that Ben Jacobs himself broke this story on TalkSport, meaning Maguire learned his fate before any official announcement. That is a brutal way to find out. Luke Shaw is also absent. But as I will explain shortly, that one is far less surprising given how long he has been away from the picture. Cole Palmer and Phil Foden missing out is also significant. These are elite creative players. But Tuchel has clearly made his selections based on a specific style and system. And that conversation we will come back to in the article section. Harry Maguire's statement. Now let us go to what Harry Maguire himself said in response to the news. Centre Devils posted his official statement, and it reads exactly like this. Quote, "I was confident I could have played a major part this summer for my country after the season I have had. Been left shocked and gutted by the decision. I wish the players all the best." Now that statement tells you everything you need to know about where Harry Maguire's head is. He is not accepting this quietly. The word shocked is deliberate. He is making it clear that in his own view, his form warranted inclusion. He believed he had done enough, and he is saying so publicly. That is not a player who is quietly stepping aside. That is a professional who feels genuinely wronged. David De Gea, former Manchester United goalkeeper, responded to Maguire's post with a simple, "What?" And that reaction summed up how many in the football world felt. De Gea knows what a top-level centre-back looks like. He played with Maguire for years. His reaction was genuine disbelief. The reality is this. Maguire is 33 years old. This was likely his last realistic chance at a World Cup. Tuchel's decision does not just end his involvement this summer. It potentially ends his England career altogether. That is the weight of what has been decided here, and Maguire knows it, which is why his statement carried the emotion that it did. Before we continue, if you want analysis like this on everything happening around Manchester United, subscribe to Adam United Analyst right now. Hit that bell notification as well so you never miss a video. We cover every story with the depth it deserves. Now let us keep going. Michael Carrick on Arsenal's title, the United Stand, posted Michael Carrick's comments after Arsenal won the Premier League title, and here is what he said. Quote, "First of all, I would like to say huge congratulations to Arsenal and Mikel and the players and all the staff. I think when you win the league, you win because you deserve it. So much over such a long period of time needs to be done so well in order to win it. They have been really consistent over a number of years now, and the patience and the improvement that they have had of taking steps, I think they are at a stage now where they deserve to win it. As a football club, of course, that is where we want to be. We have been there in the past, and it does not mean necessarily you will always be there again, but that is certainly, as a football club, what we are striving for as soon as possible, really." My analysis of Carrick's words here is important. There is nothing hollow in what he said. He is not offering empty pleasantries. He is acknowledging a very simple truth. Arsenal earned it. They were consistent. They were patient. They built properly over time. And the result is a title. Now, Carrick then turns to Manchester United's situation, and his phrasing is honest. He does not say United will be back next season. He does not promise a quick turnaround. He says as soon as possible. That is the language of a man who understands the scale of the rebuild ahead. He knows where United are. He knows where Arsenal are. And he knows the gap is real. What this statement does is set a tone. Carrick is leading Manchester United with clear eyes. He is not pretending. He is not making promises he cannot keep. He is saying that the target is clear, the standard is defined, and the work to reach it will take time and consistency. That kind of honesty is actually what Manchester United fans need to hear right now. Casemiro's final game and what comes next. The United Stand also posted Carrick's thoughts on Casemiro playing his last game for Manchester United. And this is a moment worth pausing on. Carrick said, quote, "It just felt the right time, I think, for Cassie. And it was decided he is part of that as well. So it was a right time. There is an element of balance, like I have just said about the last game. We are not done. You know, the season is not done for us. So we are really conscious of that. So there is a real balance between trying new things, moving forward, keep evolving. There are always games that we have tried different things in that some might know, with some people might not know with others. So I think the biggest thing is that we are really conscious to respect this last game and what it stands for, and obviously try and make the best of it for us. You know, we want to go down there and put in a good performance and try and win the game. That is a very measured statement from Carrick. What he is communicating is that Casemiro's departure is not a crisis moment. It was a planned and mutually agreed transition. The season is not over for the club, but the chapter with Casemiro is closing. And now the question becomes, what comes next in that midfield position? Casemiro to Inter Miami United exclusive posted a very detailed update on Casemiro's next destination. And here it is, quote, "Inter Miami are advancing talks to sign Casemiro on a free transfer from Manchester United this summer. Although Miami is his preferred destination and he is keen to play alongside Lionel Messi, even willing to lower his salary, obstacles remain, primarily LA Galaxy, who hold his MLS discovery rights. Miami must negotiate a deal to acquire those rights from their rivals. A Saudi club is also monitoring the situation as a potential alternative. Talks are progressing, but no agreement is imminent. This is purely a rumor at this stage. No deal is done. No agreement is confirmed. I want to be very clear about that. But what this tells us is genuinely interesting. Casemiro, at this stage of his career, is not chasing money as his top priority. The fact that he is willing to lower his salary to join Inter Miami and play alongside Messi says something about where his head is. He wants to enjoy the end of his career. He wants to experience the MLS. He wants that partnership with Messi. The complication with LA Galaxy's discovery rights is a real obstacle, though. This is not something Miami can simply ignore. They need to negotiate with a rival club to unlock that deal. Whether they are willing to do that and at what cost remains to be seen. A Saudi club monitoring the situation means Casemiro has a fallback option, but Miami appears to be the preference. This story will develop, but for now, it is a rumour with moving parts and no conclusion. Manchester United transfer targets. Now let us go through the transfer rumours one by one. And I want to be very clear throughout this section. These are all rumours. Nothing is confirmed, but the pattern of targets emerging tells us something about Manchester United's thinking for the summer. First, Morten Hjulmand, Stretford End, posted the following, quote, Manchester United are showing strong interest in Sporting CP midfielder Morten Hjulmand, with the club currently leading the race for his signature. Sporting CP are willing to negotiate a fee of around £34 million, despite his much higher release clause. Hjulmand is viewed as a replacement for Casemiro, who is set to leave the club this summer. This is a rumour, but it is a significant one. If Manchester United are leading the race and Sporting CP are willing to negotiate below the release clause, that suggests genuine movement here. £34 million for a player of Hjulmand's profile, assuming he is the right fit, would represent sensible business. He is being identified specifically as a Casemiro replacement, which tells you what role he would play in the system. This one is worth watching closely. Second, Francisco Conceição. Stretford End posted, quote, Manchester United are closely monitoring Juventus winger Francisco Conceição ahead of the summer window. A fee of up to €50 million could be required to sign the 23-year-old this summer. Again, this is a rumour. Monitoring is not the same as bidding. But the fact that a 23-year-old winger is being watched suggests United are looking at younger creative players for the attacking positions. €50 million is a significant fee. Whether United pursue this seriously remains to be seen. Third, Joaquin says, Simply United posted, quote, Manchester United are monitoring Club Brugge defender Joaquin Says, who could cost around €30 to €35 million this summer amid growing transfer speculation. A rumour, but monitoring a defender at that price point tells us United are also thinking about the backline for next season. This is a name to keep in mind, but nothing concrete at this stage. Fourth, Jeremy Monga, Centre Devils posted, quote, Manchester United have held talks with Leicester City over a possible move for Jeremy Monga. Interested clubs have sensed an opportunity after Leicester's relegation, but a £15 million price tag has been mentioned. This one is slightly more advanced than pure monitoring. Talks have been held. That is a step further than simply watching a player. Leicester's relegation has created a situation where their players are available at reduced prices. £15 million for a midfielder who has attracted United's interest is relatively modest. This is a rumour, but one with genuine substance behind it. Fifth, Baleba from Brighton. Manchester United Forever posted, quote, Manchester United held talks on Baleba last summer, with personal terms not a problem, and although his form has dipped this campaign, he remains a midfielder under watch. His return to the team in recent weeks has seen him reproduce the kind of play that initially attracted United, and though his value has taken a hit, his fee could still be in excess of £60 million. This is a rumour, but it is an important one, because the interest goes back to last summer. That is not casual monitoring. That is sustained attention over a prolonged period. The fact that his value has dropped due to inconsistent form this season could actually work in United's favour if they choose to push. But £60 million is still a major investment, and that figure will be a significant consideration. The Academy and Facility Plans United District posted an update about the Manchester United Academy. Quote, Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada are understood to be determined to improve the Academy and make it the best in the world, and they decided the facilities need to be improved. Torpe also spoke about needing to refurbish the facilities when he sat down for an interview in March. This might seem like a smaller story compared to transfers and World Cup squads, but it is actually one of the most important long-term signals coming out of Manchester United right now. The intention is not just to have a good academy. The intention is to have the best academy in the world. That is a bold and specific ambition. And when both Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada are aligned on that goal, and when the academy head himself is publicly talking about the need for facility upgrades, that tells you this is a coordinated and serious plan. Manchester United's academy has produced some of the greatest players in football history, but for a long time, the output has not matched that legacy. Investing in facilities is the foundation for changing that. This is a slow burn story, But it matters enormously for where Manchester United will be in 5 to 10 years. Altay Bayindir's future United district posted Altay Bayindir's comments about his future. Quote, I am a person who likes to play. I do not know what I will experience in the future. It is very important for a football player to take the right step in his career. I would like to be on the field more. If a decision needs to be taken for this, we will take it. We will do whatever needs to be done. Time will show us everything. My analysis here is straightforward. Bayindir is telling us, without saying it directly, that he is open to leaving Manchester United if it means getting regular playing time. The phrase, if a decision needs to be taken for this, we will take it, is a very clear hint. He is not threatening anyone, but he is being honest about his ambitions as a footballer. For Manchester United, this creates a situation to manage. If Bayindir pushes for an exit, the club needs a clear plan at the goalkeeper position. Whether that means promoting another option, signing someone, or retaining Bayindir with different assurances, a decision is coming. Senne Lammens Community Awards Centre. Devils posted Senne Lammens speaking after receiving a community award. Quote, it is an incredible honour to receive this award. Our first job is being able to perform on the pitch, but giving back to the community and working together with the foundation, which does such an amazing job, is also so important. It is a privilege to give back to the community and to help the foundation. So I am very proud of this award, and in the future, I hope I can do much more. Lammens here is representing something important about the culture Manchester United are trying to build. This is not just about results on the pitch. It is about what the club stands for in a broader sense. For a goalkeeper who has not had the highest media profile this season, this moment shows his character and his understanding of what it means to be part of a football club at this level. It is a positive story, and it reflects well on the individual and the institution. Luke Shaw's reflections, Simply United, posted Luke Shaw speaking about scoring at Old Trafford. Quote, I have scored at Old Trafford, and yeah, it is hard to describe the feeling, the emotion you go through when you score. I will always remember my first goal, especially at Old Trafford. It is an unbelievable feeling. And because I have not had many, you just never know what to do. You just run around like a madman. I think I did a knee slide for my first one against Leicester in 2018. But yeah, it is a real special feeling, especially at home in front of your fans. That makes it even better. This is a human moment from Luke Shaw, a player who has been through significant injury challenges, speaking about the joy of contributing on the pitch at Old Trafford. It is a reminder that behind every football story, there are real people with real emotional connections to what they do. The fact that Shaw is missing from the England World Cup squad adds weight to these words. He clearly loves representing the club and the country. Missing out on the national squad after such a difficult injury period is painful. But this reflection tells you Shaw is someone who draws genuine motivation from what he loves about the game. Harry Maguire's England exclusion. Now, let me go deeper on the Maguire situation using everything that has emerged. Thomas Tuchel's England squad is not officially announced until Friday, but it is already clear that Harry Maguire will not be involved this summer. Maguire has been in strong form for Manchester United across the past 5 months. Many observers believed that form would guarantee his place. It did not. The evidence now suggests that Tuchel had already made up his mind much earlier than anyone realised. Back in March, Tuchel made it clear that in the centre-back pecking order, Maguire ranked effectively 6th, behind John Stones, Ezri Konsa, Mark Guha, Trevoh Chalobah and Dan Burn. Levi Colwill, who had returned to the picture, is also anticipated to miss out. So the competition for those spots was already intense. What this means for Maguire, personally, is significant. He is 33 years old. This was realistically his last opportunity to play at a World Cup. Tuchel's decision effectively ends his international career. That is not a small thing. That is the conclusion of a chapter that included being made England captain, facing enormous public pressure, and then rebuilding his reputation through consistency and professionalism. The reaction from David De Gea was genuine and resonant. What? That is the response of someone who has watched Maguire perform at a high level and cannot reconcile that with the decision made. United fans flooded Maguire's social media with support, describing the call as unfair and saying he was robbed. Meanwhile, Kobbie Mainoo heads to a World Cup, and that is a genuinely exciting development for Manchester United and for English football. He has become a starter under the new setup at the club. He is heading into a second consecutive international tournament. His development is on a clear upward trajectory. Luke Shaw's absence provoked far less reaction. He has not been part of the England picture for approximately 2 years. His exclusion is not a surprise. It is simply the reality of where he stands in the international setup right now. The full squad picture: England manager Thomas Tuchel began making the difficult phone calls 48 hours before the official announcement. He called the players who had not made it first. That decision tells you something about how Tuchel operates. He dealt with the hard conversations before ringing the 26 fortunate players to confirm their inclusion. Phil Foden and Cole Palmer are arguably the most notable creative absences from the final squad. The situation with Foden is particularly interesting. The evidence suggests that Tuchel had been considering different attacking shapes, including using two forwards alongside a false nine, with Foden and Palmer and Jude Bellingham all capable of filling those roles. But that idea was reconsidered. What appears to have happened is that after the March friendlies against Japan, Tuchel and his coaching staff, Anthony Barry and Justin Cochrane, held an exhaustive and lengthy meeting and decided to cast the net beyond the 35-man squad that had faced Japan and Uruguay. Bukayo Saka had been absent through injury during those games. Noni Madueke anticipated his place in the squad alongside him. And Foden, when given his opportunity during those matches, failed to grasp it. Trent Alexander-Arnold is also expected to be left out. That is a significant absence at right back. And it creates a problem because Ben White would have provided cover in that area. But England now must wait on Tino Livramento. Jarell Quansah appears to be a certainty given his ability to operate at both right back and centre back. For the striker positions, Harry Kane as captain and record goal scorer is guaranteed. That leaves 2 spots remaining. Aston Villa striker Ollie Watkins was left out in March but has been in outstanding form since. The expectation is that he will be included. Ivan Toney has re-entered consideration despite his last England appearance being a late substitute role against Senegal a year ago. Danny Welbeck and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are also being considered. Dom Solanke has been ruled out through injury, which opened a door that had appeared firmly closed. Jordan Henderson is also fighting for a place and offers experience in a squad that has clear youth energy. The full squad is being unveiled through the Football Association's new app, with Daniel Sturridge and Theo Walcott hosting the announcement. England's first training camp is set for Florida on June 1st, before moving on to Kansas City ahead of group matches against Croatia, Ghana and Panama. So let me bring everything together for you. Manchester United's Kobbie Mainoo is heading to the World Cup. That is the standout positive from today's England squad news. His development this season has been recognised at the highest level. That is a big deal. Harry Maguire is out. He is shocked. He is gutted. His international career is likely over. And the football world, including David De Gea, shares the sense that something has not quite added up here. But the decision has been made. And now Maguire must focus on what comes next at club level. Casemiro is leaving Manchester United. His final game has been played. Inter Miami are advancing talks to sign him on a free transfer, but a deal with LA Galaxy over discovery rights remains an obstacle. A Saudi club is also in the picture. Nothing is confirmed. This is still a developing situation. On the transfer front, multiple names are being discussed as Manchester United look to reshape the squad. Morten Hjulmand from Sporting CP as a Casemiro replacement with a potential fee of around £34 million. Francisco Conceição from Juventus, who could cost up to €50 million. Joaquin Saiz from Club Brugge in the €30 to €35 million range. Jeremy Monga from Leicester, where talks have already taken place. And Baleba from Brighton, where interest dates back to last summer, and a fee could exceed £60 million. Every single one of these is a rumour at this stage. Nothing is confirmed, but the pattern of targets gives you a clear picture of the areas Manchester United are looking to strengthen. Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada want to build the best academy in the world. That ambition is being backed by plans to improve facilities. That is a long-term investment that matters enormously. Altay Bayindir wants to play more. If that cannot happen at Manchester United, he has made clear a decision will need to be made. That goalkeeper situation needs to be resolved. And Michael Carrick has set the tone. He has acknowledged where Arsenal are. He has acknowledged where Manchester United need to get to. And he has said clearly that the club is striving to get there as soon as possible. The summer is going to be busy. The decisions made in the next few months will define Manchester United's direction for years. And we will be here covering every single development. If you found this analysis valuable, subscribe to Adam United Analyst right now. Leave a comment below telling me which of today's stories you think matters most for the club's future. I read every comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.